We've got 1/3 of LANY here. Paul, hi, welcome.
What's up? How are you?
Good. How's your 2020?
Nuts. How's your
Yeah, it's good. I'm learning all kinds of things about patience this year.
Yeah, totally. And how to just kind of let go and be like, this is out of my control, and I'm just going to make the most of it.
Have you picked up any new hobbies while you've been quarantined?
I mean, I do this thing where, every day I go on like a 4.5 to 5 mile walk, and it just gets me out of the house and kind of clears my mind. I was doing it in the beginning of the year. I was listening to like Mama's Boy, or I was, making notes and thinking what we should adjust and fix, or I would be like listening to certain podcasts. But recently, I'm listening to nothing. I'm just kind of walking in silence and just letting my mind kind of relax or rest and just see what happens. So
I get that. I always drive home from work in silence.
Then that's not like, oftentimes I think, is this weird that and sometimes people will make me feel weird. Like, can we turn the radio on or something?
No.
Man, it's really, really nice sometimes to just be quiet.
Yeah, I'll get home and I'm like, how did I even get here? I just forget where I'm going because I'm just like so zoned out on something else. I noticed, I was looking up Mama's Boy, the songwriters on the album, and I noticed that Dan Smyers is one of the songwriters. I just moved here from Nashville.
Oh, amazing.
So I worked in country radio for a long time. So I was really excited to see that Dan was on the album. How did that happen? I saw that you recorded a lot of songs in Nashville.
Yeah. So actually, Dan married my cousin. So he has no choice.
Abby?
Yeah, he has no choice but to write songs.
There you go.
No, but it was really cool. Like, actually, when he first started dating Abby, my cousin, Dan and Shay was just starting to kind of like come together. I remember I think they were, on tour supporting somebody else at the time, but that song like 19 You and Me was starting to really pick up. But Dan was like a legitimate fan of the band, and we were still young as a band. Like, he's like, oh my God, I love your song. I love you so bad. Like, I was like, dude, cool. Thank you so much. This is, so, I joke that he like has no choice but to write a song, but he really has been so cool in reaching out and being like, man, can I please be more involved, and can we write, more songs for album 4? And so that's really, really cool. And obviously they've had like great radio success. And one thing like with our band is, we've been all around the world, and, we've been able to play some really cool shows and get some streams and stuff like that, like some little successes. But one thing that means so much to me, and one of my goals, was to just kind of get a song on radio and keep a song on radio. It's something that, hasn't totally happened for us yet. So like, it means the world that you're playing it. And,
I mean, listen, I feel like I have a pretty good ear. And the first time I heard this song, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I fully believe that this is a song for you. And I immediately texted to my mom, and I was like, here's a song I was talking to you about. And she texted me back and she's like, I love it, and love, and all the heart emojis and tears. And I saw the video, which is everyone in the band, your parents in the video.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, because I feel like I'm really bad at words, which is ironic because that's literally what I do for a living. But I've always used music to express how I feel.
Yeah.
And so I'm always, in high school, when my high school boyfriend's like, I love you. And I'm like, cool, let me get back with you tomorrow. I'll make you a mixtape with like Boys II Men and Brian McKnight and my favorite 98 Degrees love songs. Then the next day at school, I'm like, here you go. These songs are all dedicated to you.
That's cool.
So
really cool.
Yeah, I have like a real appreciation, and especially being in country, they seem to celebrate songwriting a lot more than they do in pop radio.
100%. It's man, they are so good at writing songs, and I wish more people. And I understand like the twang might throw people off, or that people can't totally. But man, when you break down what they're saying in these songs, it's just so pure and just to the point and well articulated and well rounded and very, just kind of like very clever. And I love being in Nashville because they're just so damn smart and damn good at writing songs. actually, If This Is the Last Time was the first song we wrote when we went to Nashville to write the album. Like it was something that I had typed in my phone. We were on tour, like I said, played 120 shows last year, and so don't get to see my family much. And there's a couple like my Uncle Buddy, who's really like my grandpa. He's getting older. He's fine, but I don't, you never know.
Yeah.
Right. And I started thinking, like, we were literally in China, and I started thinking the next time I see Uncle Buddy could be the last time I see him. And so I just typed that in, like, if this is the last time. And it was amazing to have Dan in the room with me to kind of bring that song to life.
How are your parents filming when they were filming the video? Were they like, I mean, behind the camera, are they superstars anyway? Or are they like,
Yeah, I mean, my mom was super nervous to be in the video, but she looked beautiful and it was awesome. I actually I completely underestimated how emotional it was going to be for me to like sit by my mom on camera.
I know, I have goosebumps when you're saying that. Yeah.
It's like it got me the first take. I was kind of tearing up. What was cool is Jake, the drummer, he said, "Hey, Mom and Dad, we're going to fly you into Nashville. You're going to be in this music video. It's for the song." But they had never heard the song. They'd never heard. And so the first time his parents heard the song was on set, and his mom was
Stop it. Yes.
Yeah, she came up to me and she's like, she's from Arkansas and she has like the biggest Southern accent. She's like, "Oh my God, I cannot believe it." She was like bawling with it, to redo her makeup and stuff. It was special.
Well, every time we play it, like I called my mom right after the song played, and I played her back on the radio. I was like, I was just calling to tell you I love you. And we get text messages from people who are listening, and they're like, I'm just sitting here bawling. So it's definitely struck a chord with hearts for sure. And my mom, I know when we go back, my parents live in Vegas. So when we go back to Vegas, it'll be like, we'll probably have to say goodbye to my grandpa. So that song has been like, so important in our family right now. And I think that's so cool when you can tell a story like that and bring out emotions. And I respect people who can speak for me, if that makes sense, Yeah,
that's so cool. And also, we wrote this song in September of 2019 before we had any idea of what this year was going to look like. And I just find that interesting and very coincidental. I think like, we had written that song and we were working on it, and it was, but when we got into 2020 and we were really finishing the album and making it perfect, it became super clear that song was like, it really meant something more than I even realized when writing it, like,
timing is important too. And in 2020, it's an emotional year for everyone, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know when y'all are going to go back on tour?
Well, I don't know if we should be celebrating this more. Like, this vaccine news is great news,
Yeah.
Like, 95% effective is more effective than a flu shot, like, this is great news. And I feel like it's sad that nobody really wants to celebrate it. Like, sorry, in the news or on the TV, like, we should really be excited about this because I think we'll probably be able to go back on tour to a certain capacity, like during the summer of next year. We've been planning for next year as if it was going to happen.
Right.
You have to get the dates booked, and you've got, we always are kind of working a year ahead of schedule. But it's really looking like we might actually be able to go on tour starting in the summer of next year. So this is great news for us. It's great news for me and my mental health.
Yeah.
Because we love to play shows, and that's really how we've built this band. We've built this community by going and just playing. I mean, how many times you just got to Minneapolis, but we've played Minneapolis like seemingly 1,000 times,
Yeah, I'm a brand new fan. I listened to the whole album, and I was like, how am I just now hearing about this right now? It's so good, but I've been so focused in the country world. But I mean, it's fantastic.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to you guys coming to Minneapolis for sure, because I cannot wait to go to a show.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be in Minneapolis. I don't know how long you've been there, but it's such an incredible music town. Like,
oh yeah,
it's always such a refreshing spot for us to kind of go, and it always comes at the right time. It feels like, because you go play certain towns and cities across America, and the reaction's always cool, but when you get to Minneapolis, it's like,
yeah, great. My favorite place to live out of all the places I've lived for one of those, that's one of the reasons, because people are so passionate about music here. Y'all have the deluxe album coming out, I think I saw.
Yes, ma'am. Like we're working on kind of stripping some of the songs back. People like kind of stripped recordings and performances. And so we're gonna do that, and then we've got a new song that we love. It just didn't, make didn't make the original cut for the album, but it's just cool to put out extra content material and get people through the holidays. And then next year we'll start working on album 4 for sure.
Awesome. I saw the new video that you just put out with the balloon, the heart balloon.
Yeah.
Where you're flying in the sky. The Heart Won't Let Me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you come up with that concept of, I have always been like, it would be so cool to just hold onto a balloon and fly high in the sky and to see it and wonder. And then I saw the behind the scenes and I was like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Thank you. Yeah, it actually, it took us 6 months to figure out how to do it. But I had this idea, and I didn't know if we were going to be able to pull it off. I didn't know if we'd even have the budget to pull it off, but we were able to figure it out in a way that we could afford to do it. And we did it in all like one take. So that whole video is just one take. And there's
that is awesome.
I walk up really close to the camera because I had like this harness on and then this thing that would go up my really baggy sweater sleeve, and I would go up close to the camera and like off camera, someone's putting the clip onto the thing. So then I could be jerked back and stuff.
Oh, so you didn't have to hold on with your muscles?
No. I mean,
I would have been able to do that.
Strongest man alive. But but I was like hanging like 20 feet in the air, and then in post and VFX, we were able to make it look like I just kind of disappeared into the night. So
that's so cool. I had no idea y'all shot it in one take, which makes that even cooler. So are you doing anything fun for Christmas?
I'm gonna go home and see my family. I'm from Oklahoma, so I haven't seen them in a long time, and just kind of go home and check in with everybody, and and then I don't like to hang out or chill too much. I'm not very good. Like I just took my first vacation as an adult ever in my entire life.
Wow, where'd you go?
I went to Hawaii, and I just I haven't had a day off like maybe in the last 6 years. It's always just been working and LANY and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. Do you feel refreshed now? Like just ready to get back and feel refreshed?
I feel the best when I'm overwhelmed. And that sounds so weird, but like
no, I get it.
I feel the best when somebody's barking at me on my phone, like, hey, you need to get this done, or my man, like, you gotta get this, That's when I feel the most alive. So. That's
awesome. Do y'all have any family Christmas traditions?
Yeah, in the past, like we have a really good family friend, the Redmonds. They come over every Christmas Eve and we make pancakes. Like we make the biggest breakfast dinner of all time. Because they have 4 kids and I have a sister, and so just a bunch of people in our house just eating breakfast food at like midnight, and and we don't really get up. We don't get up too early on Christmas Day. Everyone in my family kind of likes to sleep a little bit, which is cool. So and one thing that my mom has done, she does this every year, is she used to have like the video camera like back in the day. Now it's
but
me and my sister have to stand at the top of the stairs and walk down together.
So does my family.
Really? And my mom's like, okay, it's Christmas. It's, Christmas 2003. Paul, Sarah, how old are you? What are you thinking? And so like,
oh my gosh.
She has my sister walking down the same flight of stairs for like 20 years,
That's amazing. I thought my mom was the only crazy lady that did. I'm like, Mom, I am in my 30s. You do not have to sit me at the top of the stairs and we have to wait for everyone to wake up and everyone's sitting in the same spot and then we all have to walk down together and see what Santa brought us.
I didn't know that was actually a thing. It's okay, so it must be a thing. It must be a mom Christmas thing.
I guess I'll probably do it with my kids.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm so that my mom, especially with like the aesthetic of Mama's Boy and stuff like that, there was, we were using a lot of home footage and old photos and stuff like that. So that was really, really cool because my mom had that camera in front of my face like since the day I came out of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
She knew, huh?
Yeah, she kind of knew this. But
That's awesome. Well, congratulations
thank,
on everything. I really believe in this song. I think it's going to be big for y'all. So
thank you so
good
much.
luck. Yeah.
It genuinely means so much to me that you're playing it, and I'll do anything to keep it on the radio. So
It's a great song. You don't have to do anything. It speaks for itself. So
thank you so
yeah,
much.
congrats on that. Yeah. Thank you.